Next step in our solving equations work is to look at equations that have got two variables in them. So we can see that we have got 3x plus 6y is equal to 39. We do not know the value of x, we do not know the value of y. However, we are told another instance where x and y form an equation where 2x minus 10y is equal to minus 30. We use both of these equations simultaneously to be able to work out what the value of x is and what the value of y is. We can have a look at that on the next page. First job, when you are solving simultaneously, is to look at the x values. Now we need to change these so they become the same value. That would mean we would be able to eliminate the x values from our equations completely, and that will enable us to then work out what y is. So we look to do this by finding the lowest common multiple of these x values. So what number does 2 and 3 both go into? So you should be able to remember that the lowest common multiple of 3 and 2 is 6. Now we look to use this 6 and make this equation so 3x no longer starts the equation, but 6x does. In order to get from 3x to 6x, we would need to multiply this term by 2. Now if we multiply this term by 2, we need to make sure we do it for the entire equation, and that is what we're going to do now. So multiply by 2. So 3x times by 2 gives us 6x. Plus 6y times by 2 gives us plus 12y. And 39 times by 2 gives us 78. Next step is to look at the other equation. So we're looking at 2x and looking to see what would make this 2 a 6. Now to multiply 2x by 3, it would give us 6x. That means if we multiply this term by 3, we must also multiply minus 10y by 3 and also multiply minus 30 by 3. So if we do that now, we would first get 2x times by 3 is 6x, minus 10y times by 3 would give us minus 30y, and that would be equal to minus 30 times by 3, which would give us minus 90. Now, if you can see, we have made it so both equations start with 6x. We can now use that information to eliminate our x values from the equations. We do that by combining them through a subtraction, because 6x take away 6x would give us 0, which eliminates the x value. So I'm going to do a little column, and we are going to be subtracting all of our values. So this becomes 6x take away 6x. This becomes plus 12y take away minus 30y. And the last one becomes 78 take away minus 90. Now we need to remember our negative number rules when doing this work. It is really important that you remember that. As we said earlier, 6x take away 6x becomes 0. That is eliminated from our equation. We now look at plus 12y minus 30y. This minus here becomes a positive. Remember, two negatives together give us a positive value. We would then look to have 12y plus 30y is 42y. We've got another instance above where we've got this negative, this minus, minus. So that minus, minus also gives us a positive value. And 78 add 90 would give us an answer of 168. We are now back to a one-step equation, which is how you started your algebra work, where we've got 42 multiplied by y is equal to 168. We get y on its own by dividing both sides by 42. That gives us an answer of y is equal to 4. Now, whereas we would normally be finished once we found out what one of the values is, we need to remember at this point that we also needed to work out a value of x. So we need to use this 4, which is equal to y, and substitute it back in to one of these equations. It does not matter which equation, you could even use these equations over here. I'm going to choose this top one of 3x plus 6y is equal to 39, which I'm going to rewrite to make it easier to follow. So 3x plus 6y is equal to 39. And we need to remember that this y is now equal to 4. That means this no longer is 6 times y, it is now 6 multiplied by 4. That leaves us with 3x, add 6 times 4, which is 24, which is equal to 39. We've got now a two-step equation where we are looking to get our x value on its own. At the moment it is joined to that 3, so we look to get it on its own by taking away 24 from both sides. That gives us an answer of 3x is equal to 15, with the last step then where we are going to divide by 3 on both sides, which would give us an answer for x as 5. So we have now worked out that x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 4. We have solved them simultaneously. Have a go at the example on the next page. Press pause while you do your workings. Okay, so we've got 4x minus 3y is equal to minus 9. We've got 2x plus 2y is equal to 50. When we look at these, we can see that the lowest common multiple of 4 and 2 would be 4. Now that makes our workings out a little bit easier this time because we do not need to do anything to this top equation because it is already a lower common multiple of 4. We just need to make this line equal to a 4x to begin with. Now, just to make it clear, I'm going to write the 4x minus 3y equals to minus 9, just down straight away, and I look to see how do I make this 2x equal to 4x. I would do that by multiplying 2x by 2 to give me the 4, But that means I need to multiply the plus 2y by 2. And I'd also need to multiply the 20 by 2. So we're going to do that together now. So multiply everything by 2. That would give me 2x times by 2 is 4x. Plus 2y times by 2 gives me plus 4y. And then that would be equal to 20 times by 2, which is 40. We have now got a 4x there and a 4x there, and I can do a subtraction sum to get rid of the x values, leaving me with just the y values then to solve for first. So I'm going to draw a quick column, and I'm going to say I'm going to subtract this one, which means I'm also going to subtract the plus 4y, and I'm also going to subtract the 40, sorry. 4x, take away 4x, nothing, it's eliminated. When I've got a plus and a minus together, I have got a minus. So that means I've got minus 3y, take away 4y, giving me an answer of minus 7y. That then is equal to minus 9, take away 40, giving me an answer of minus 49. One step equation now, a little bit trickier than last time because we're dividing by a negative value, but we should remember that a minus divided by a minus gives us a positive value. So if we look to get y on its own, we're going to do that by dividing by minus 7 on both sides. That leaves us with y on its own is equal to a minus divided by a minus is a positive. 49 divided by 7 is 7. Again, remember we haven't finished at that point because even though we've worked out the value of y, we still need to work out the value of our x values. We now are going to substitute into the equation. Remember, it doesn't matter which one. So just to show you, I'm going to use this bottom one this time. So I'm going to rewrite it to give me 2x plus 2y is equal to 20. Remembering that y is equal to 7. So this plus 2y now means I've got 2 multiplied by 7 there. So, don't know what 2x is, so I'm going to write it down again. Plus 2 times by 7 gives me plus 14, and that's equal to 20. We are looking to calculate the value of x. We need to get that on its own on the one side of the equal sign. This minus 14 is in the way, so we're going to get rid of this plus 14 by taking away 14 from both sides, leaving us with 2x is equal to 6. And lastly, we're going to divide by 2 to find out what our answer for x is. So that gives us x is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3.